Hello, hello, and I want to talk today a little bit about expertise. Okay, so many years ago, I started giving talks, and the talks were more or less the same. I tried to create some variations here and there, but they were more or less the same. So it just so happened that I met an actor, and that was an actor that basically was in the same play for almost 3 years. I asked him, "How do you do it?" I gave lectures multiple times, but not like he did. I said, "How do you do it? How do you do it again and again and again and again?" And what he told me was that he was acting at two levels. Level one, he was acting. Level two, he was making little changes and noticing the changes and noticing the feedback from his fellow actors and from the audience. So he was standing slightly differently. He was prolonging something. He said there weren't big things. Some of them maybe other people didn't notice, but he kept those two levels. Anyway, I said I'll try it as well, and I kept on trying to do that. So I said for myself, let's work on pauses. Pauses are uncomfortable. Do they work? What if I pause for longer? Like now. Anyway, so I adopted this approach. But later I talked to more professionals. I talked to some professional athletes, to runners. I said, how do you find joy in running? I try to run. I don't find particular joy. And they said, why do you run? And they said that they look at the synchronicity between how their foot is hitting the pavement and their breathing. And they're trying to see the feedback between it and correct it. I talked to a concert pianist who practices for 6 months for one concert. And he said he does little changes in how he plays and he notices better or worse and so on. Anyway, all of this is to say that I think that this notion of play is central for human motivation. And what do we need for play is variation, to try and do things differently, and to get immediate feedback. If the pianist would just play differently but would not have any feedback on whether he likes it more or less, if the actor would make little changes and not see the reaction on the audience, if I would change my pauses or my sense of humor or the way I explain something, and I wouldn't notice the audience and get feedback from it, it wouldn't be the same. And I think it goes very well with the things that people love doing, like playing tennis, and the things that people don't like doing because there's no feedback. And when people play tennis, and I used to play tennis before I got injured, there's something incredible about the feedback. You hit the shot and you aim here and it comes here and you say, oh, let me correct it a little bit and let's try again and so on. Anyway, I think that this notion of immediate feedback is central to play and is central to human motivation. And when we have created all kinds of technologies, we haven't really taken on the challenges of immediate feedback and play. So let's say there were lots of things that were tough to do, say for retirement, run, exercise, eat better. And we told people these are tough, difficult things, and you're just supposed to do it. I know it's difficult. We know it's terrible. We know it's this, but you just had to do it. You have to eat better. You have to exercise. You have to do all of those things. Then came the tracking technology. And the tracking technology did not make something fun, but it told us where we are on the process. Oh, you're halfway through the run. You ate enough greens. You're drinking enough water. So it basically told us where we are on the path. But it still wasn't play. And I think that the real challenge for these technologies is to help us get feedback. This expert runner felt the relationship between how their feet was hitting the pavement and breathing. I can't do it, but can my measuring device maybe give me immediate feedback? Don't tell me you're halfway through the run. Tell me in real time, oh, here's the synchronicity between the way your steps are and your breathing. Make it a little smaller, a little bigger. Play with it a little bit. Try bigger steps, try smaller steps, try breathing uh, sh- deeper, shallower. Let's see how it happens. So I think the technology has not really, it's been a technology of reporting progress, but not reporting the process and not helping us with play. not helping us try different things and see the feedback and see what works for us. Okay, so I'm hoping that the next technology is going to do that. And last point, when I was thinking about what are good systems for people to enjoy, the answer is we want system with immediate feedback. And system with no feedback or system with delayed feedback are just not good for us. And now this is going to be a slightly X-rated section, so if you had enough, if you don't want to listen, please turn off now. I was also thinking about the differences between male and female sexuality. And male sexuality has much more of these desirable feedback mechanisms. You basically see the result. I mean, you can think about you doing something slightly differently, you see the result. You do something slightly differently, you see the result. Now, of course, there's lots of heights of sexual excitement, but at the basic level, the men's sexual system creates good, accurate, immediate feedback. The female sexual system doesn't allow for the same immediate, quick feedback. Now, of course, women can tell us what's going on, so it's possible to fix that. But naturally speaking, the men's system provides more feedback, the women's system provides less feedback, and therefore the men's system is more a system you would design if you wanted to play. If you think from a play perspective, the systems that we want, it's more like the men's sexual system. The women's sexual system has some. The feedback is not as clear, not as immediate, and therefore um, perhaps less rewarding. I know it's a complex topic, but I just thought I'll share. And I think it does mean uh, that women. It would be nice if women gave men more feedback. But in any case, this is just about the beginning of arousal. There's lots of levels that everybody needs feedback. Anyway, just some thoughts about our inherent need for system with clear, immediate feedback. And those are systems that allow for play. They don't make play uh, easy, and they don't make it for sure, but they make it much more likely. Because then, if we have good immediate feedback, we can try different things and see how things work out, and that's what play is all about. So, let's try and create more systems that encourage play. And I think with technology we can do it. Bye for now.